For these questions, you're going to be looking at shapes for parallel and perpendicular lines. The directions say to circle any figure that has at least one pair of parallel lines. And remember, a parallel line is when two lines run alongside each other and never meeting up. And then you're going to box any figure that has at least one pair of perpendicular lines. And remember, perpendicular lines are when two lines touch or cross in a way that create at least one right angle. And if you're not sure if it's a right angle, you can use a piece of paper in the corner to corner trick. You just line up the corner of the paper into the vertex of the angle, and if it fits perfectly, then you have a right angle. And the lines that made that angle are perpendicular. So let's do some examples. So first, let's just go through and circle the figures that have parallel lines. So on number 1, I see that none of the lines are running alongside each other. So these are not parallel. So on number 2, I see a bunch of lines, but I can start finding lines that are running alongside each other. And if you extended those lines, they would continue running alongside each other at the same distance away from each other. So number 2 has parallel lines, so we're going to circle it. On number 3, these lines are diagonal, but they are running parallel to each other, so we're going to circle it. Okay, and on number 4, I see parallel lines. 2 pairs, these ones are parallel and these ones are parallel. On number 5, same thing, these 2 are parallel and these 2, so I'm going to circle it. On number 6, these 2 are not parallel because if you continued them, eventually they would meet up. They're getting closer and closer to each other the farther they go. So these do not have parallel lines. Okay, so now we're going to go back and box any figure that has perpendicular lines. So remember, perpendicular lines meet up at right angles. So these have lines that are meeting up, but if I use the corner to corner trick, I would see that they're not right angles. Okay, so same thing here. I have a lot of angles, but none of them are 90 degrees. On number 3, I see I have angles, but these are acute and these are obtuse. So no perpendicular lines. So on number 4, I see that this angle is a right angle. If I were to put a piece of paper in the corner, it would fit perfectly. So number 4 does have perpendicular lines, so I'm going to put a box around it. On number 5, it's very similar to number 3, so no perpendicular lines. On number 6, I can look closely. I see that this is almost a right angle, but if I were to do the corner to corner trick, I would see that it wasn't exactly. So you try some on your own, and if you need help, you can come back and re-watch the video. Good luck!